took you out of commission for a while, and now you're back. You gotta keep sharp, especially in this city. Check out these new training grounds. Pretty slick, huh? So let's not run around, dude. So get to her, just go with the flow, okay?
Okay. Let's do it for Dr. Dave. Jump. RT to LT to do that. That to do that. Okay, let's go. Yeah. Yes, I'm running this like a Ninja Turtle. Who's your favourite Ninja Turtle, babes? Don't on me.
What?
As if you don't know who your favourite Ninja Turtle is. Everyone knows who their favourite Ninja Turtle is.
I always got
People answer that question quicker than they can answer their date of birth.
I always got confused with the names though. Even when I was a kid, I always forgot which was which.
Which colour was your favourite one then?
The purple one, naturally.
Donatello.
Okay.
Donatello was your favourite because he was purple.
Yeah. Because purple has always been my favourite colour. So, and he wears a purple banner, so he was my favourite.
Fine.
What? I mean, who was your favourite then?
Well, I feel stupid saying it now, but my favourite was Donatello as well. But not because he dressed the most fabulously.
Nothing wrong with dressing the most fabulous.
No, not at all. But no. The reason, thank you. The reason Donatello was my favourite is because of his weapon.
Yeah, but how is that much better than like what colour he's wearing?
That's a very good question, and the reason is this, right? Donatello had by far the shittiest weapon, right? His weapon was, no joke, a bamboo stick. Right?
Yeah.
And yet he was able to kick ass with it. Now, growing up in 90s Britain, censorship was a lot more stringent than it is now, believe it or not. We were in the pussification age in Britain, with the BBFC and everything like that. And you could obviously, like, all the other guys had fairly decent weapons apart from Michelangelo. Like, Leonardo had like a 5-foot-long samurai sword. Raphael had like mini daggers, like my first dagger. Michelangelo had nunchucks, which at the time we believed could be used as serious weapons. So you couldn't have them. You couldn't have them using their weapons on the show. Donatello was the only one who got to use his weapon. Right, he could whack people around the heads and all that because you can't do that much damage with bamboo, right? So I thought, this guy.
But he's still whacking people, but that's okay because he's just got a stick.
Yeah.
How does it mean that okay just because it's only a stick?
Because he's not gonna dissect you with a stick like Leonardo could.
Well, no,
or
you could,
he's not gonna make your opponent die of laughter like Michelangelo would with his nunchucks. Because we believed at the time that nunchucks could do damage and weren't just there for twirling and looking cool.
I don't know, you can still take someone's eye out with that.
Oh god, shit, yeah. Yeah. So Donatello was my favourite.
Or you could win a boxing match. I've won a boxing match with nunchucks before.
No, that is not boxing. That is nunchucking.
If I remember correctly, I knocked you out in one punch one.
Oh, is this? Oh, you're talking about Wii Sports.
Yes.
The Wii, yeah. Yeah.
Well, that was with nunchucks.
No, the controller is called a nunchuck. Your character in the game didn't wear nunchucks.
No.
He wore hands.
Yes.
Now, this rope.
Yeah.
This rope here, right? Obviously, for the runners, it's quick conveyance. But what's the original point of this cord? Why do they need or feel the need to tie two buildings together? Or are they scared they were going to drift apart?
Yeah, but zip wires are just cool. Like, you get zip wires in like a lot of like cool places, and like. But mind you, they don't just do that with their hands. So they have like a proper harness.
Yeah, it's true. You'd think they give you terrible rope burn. You wouldn't normally have two buildings that close together.
No.
Like,
I guess they just
tethered.
They were just so desperate to keep them together. It's a love thing, though, isn't it?
Oh, that's beautiful, babes.
They wanted them to be tied together forever. Like Frida Kahlo's house in Mexico. Frida Kahlo.
What about
the Mexican artist.
Yeah. What about her?
Well, her and her husband, they really loved each other, but they had quite a sort of troubled relationship. So they lived in separate houses that were like right next to each other.
Yeah.
But they had a little bridge connecting the two houses.
Yeah. How far apart were the houses? Were they on the opposite end of the city? Was it like a pneumatic tube?
No, they were like right close to each other, like.
Hang on, I'm holding it. Is LT not working? Okay, right.
Is it working?
Hold.
What?
What am I doing wrong? Hang on. Am I pressing it too soon? There we go.
Yeah.
Sorry, you were saying.
Yeah.
So Frida Kahlo, who lived in one city.
No.
And her husband, who's what he calls like Diego or something like that. Was
yeah, Diego Rivera. Yeah.
Oh God. It's not xenophobic if it's true. So, how far apart did they live?
The houses were literally next to each other, but they were detached. So there was a little bit of space between them.
How big a space? Big enough to warrant the need of a bridge?
For a little bridge, yeah. It was only a little bridge. It wasn't a big one.
What?
It just meant that it was an easier way for them to get to each other's houses.
What?
Because the houses were really tall and stuff.
Really tall?
Yeah.
They lived in 2 skyscrapers.
Not skyscrapers, but...
Yeah. So, why can't they just leave through the front door?
I guess because it was a long way down, I don't know.
Was there a stream between them?
No.
Shut up.
I think it was more symbolic than anything else.
Symbolics.
Shut up.
Okay, that's enough training, ladies. Gotta get to the real thing. Drake's got a job for yourself, so check in with him.
Somewhere in the city there's a big orange building. If you can find it, get to it. So was that the voice in my head, or could they both hear that?
I don't know. I'm guessing they could both hear it, but I don't know.
Is there like an inner monologue, just like the Wonder Years? I could tell from that moment that I was going to be a parkour runner.
I used to love that show when I was younger. You watch it back now and it's pretty lame, but back in the day it was good. God, did you hear about those phones catching fire?
Yeah.
Like, what's that all about?
I know, does that come with it, or do you have to pay separately for that?
Like...
That did phones have any phones actually caught fire, or is there just a risk of catching fire? Because do you remember?
I don't know.
Do you remember about 5 years ago, Toyota had to recall a load of cars because the accelerator stuck.
Yeah.
And it turned out they couldn't find one example of this happening, and it turned out the one guy that did it was just a crazy old guy who couldn't drive and had lost the feeling to his feet. And Toyota had to recall like millions of cars.
I didn't know that.
For absolutely no reason.
Oh God. Yeah, I don't know whether any of them have actually caught fire, but like
it's like Samsung and Apple are in a battle to outdo themselves. Who can release the faultiest products?
Yeah.
Like Apple, I assume on purpose, or we just forgot. Haven't put any headphone jacks on their new phone.
No. I think that was totally on purpose because, like, I'm not being funny, but Apple always do that. They always like give you a reason why you have to like spend more money.
Yeah.
And like, because you showed us a picture of those, like, what they Bluetooth, are they?
I think it's Bluetooth or something called Lightning or something.
Yeah. Like,
it's essentially Bluetooth.
Seriously, they won't last 2 seconds. They'll fall out of your ears so easily.
Fall out of my ears. Fall in my ears. Oh, hey guys. Can I get close to them? Bye.
It's just a rubbish design, and like the sound quality will be crap.
Do these guys actually chase me?
I don't think that.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Keep running.
Run. But yeah, I mean, just the fact that there's even a risk of a phone catching fire is kind of nuts. Because, like, you know, do they not test these things before they release them to the public?
Well, I don't think they test them for fire, no.
Well, they should test them for everything.
I don't think they put me in like a bomb range. Do you know what? Are they coming out? I'm always curious as to how far they actually follow you. Like, do they follow you over here?
No, they're not. They're staying there.
Chase me, boys.
Chase me.
Do you know what really annoys me?
What?
I keep losing pens.
Oh, yeah.
And every time I lose a pen or lose anything, right?
Yeah.
Whenever I ask anyone about it or tell them that I've lost it, they always say the same weird, inane thing.
What?
And it's like clockwork. Whenever I tell someone I've lost something, they always go, "Where was the last place you remember seeing it?"
Yeah, I think even I'm guilty of saying that to you.
Yeah, and I just look at them dumbfounded. Because I'm like, what?
It's trying to be helpful.
It's not helpful. It's worse than helpful because it makes you like. Why do you think I know it's lost? The only reason I know it's lost is because it's not in the last place I remember seeing it. Do you think I just want a pen and I look down at my hand and it's instantly not there, and so I assume it's just like become incorporeal and it's just disappeared from this world? No, I look where I last remember seeing it. That's how I know it's lost. Unsolicited advice. That's the curse of the Brit.
Actually, to be fair, there are a few things that get on my nerves like that as well. Actually.
Yeah. Like what?
That people say, yeah. Probably the worst for me is like, you know, when people are like answering questions or something, and you know, like on a quiz show or anything like that.
Yeah.
And they go, and because they don't know it, they go, "Oh, that was before my time." And I'm just
yeah.
like, what?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, totally.
It just winds me up so much.
As if like the written word it doesn't exist.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, just because you weren't born doesn't mean that you shouldn't know about something. I mean, I know tons of stuff about things that happened way before I was born. It's no excuse for like.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just an excuse
like,
for being ignorant. It's like fine if you don't know something, fine you don't know something.
Yeah.
But it's just the worst excuse.
Yeah,
it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's like where was the Battle of Britain? I don't know, before my time.
Yeah, I wasn't born.
I wasn't born then. How could I possibly know about something that took place before I was born?
Yeah, like I wasn't born during World War II, so I know nothing about World War II.
It's like if they hear a song by the Beatles or something like that, it just comes through as painful white noise. It's like, what's this? My brain can't hear it because it happened before I was born.
Yeah, I know. It's just like, yeah, that's probably the worst for me. It just winds me up really bad every single time somebody says that.
Yeah, I think it annoys me as well.
I thought Stu was calling him sis there for a second.
That's the future, innit?
Yeah.
Can be whatever you want to be.
Yeah.
Oh, more white buildings, what a treat. So, do you remember last few videos? You remember the limbo video?
Yeah.
We made. At the end of it, I asked people to send us emails with questions and stuff like that. Yeah. Are you familiar with the term slim pickings? Because that is appropriate to describe
fair enough.
the results we had. But we did have one.
Okay.
And it was the most innocuous question ever, and it's quite acute in a way. Okay, and it is this: what is your favourite word?
Oh, that's a good question. I guess I've never really thought about that, but
Yeah.
I mean, this isn't a nice word, but
Yeah.
catastrophe is always a good word.
Yeah.
Even though it's not a nice one.
Words to do with, but bad words with bad connotations, destructive connotations, like chaos.
Yeah, chaos
and
is
anarchy
good.
and bedlam and things like
Yeah.
that, and disaster.
Yeah.
Oh God, sorry. Do that again.
What else? I always quite like the word wisdom.
Wisdom.
Yeah.
Is it because you and I have none of that?
No, I just think it's a good word.
It is a good word, and one day maybe we'll
We'll
gain
have
some. Yeah.
Yeah.
My favourite word, it's not an English word. It's a French word,
Okay.
and it's découpage.
Oh yeah.
Découpage.
Do you actually know what it means?
I have absolutely no idea, and I actively refuse to look it up because I could look it up, of course.
Yeah, because let's face it, you look up everything.
Yeah, exactly. Now sometimes we go around Hobbycraft when we're trying to kill some time.
Yeah.
And we'll go around Hobbycraft, and it'll be like, why don't you make this birthday card? It's because, and the reason is because you can buy it. I'll wander around, and there'll be like a papier-mâché department, and like a bead making department, and one of the things will be découpage, and it's such a beautiful, lovely word.
Yeah, it is.
And I know if I look it up, I'll be disappointed because in my head, découpage is it brings to mind a thought of a young, beautiful couple in a little apartment making passionate love, and like the sort of the net curtain sort of like drifting
like
slowly in the wind, and when they're finished, they'll be post-coital and smoking cigarette. To think that decoupage is probably just sticking bits of magazine together, like just takes away from it. I don't want to know if it's to do with just like gluing shit to shit, as it probably is if it's from Hobbycraft. Then I really don't want to know.
I'm pretty sure there is like a French movie with a scene exactly like that. I can't think what it's called. But
Is it a decoupage movie?
but I'm sure I've seen one with a scene very like that.
I've seen many movies with scenes similar to that. But you wouldn't call them arty.
Colossal's a good word as well. I quite like that.
Yeah, colossal.
Or like gigantic or something like that.
Gigantosaurus.
Yeah.
My favourite word in the English language is Lepidoptera.
Oh yeah, that's a good word.
I suppose you could argue it's technically a Latin word, but
yeah,
the whole of English is Latin. Lepidoptera is concerning butterflies and moths.
Yeah.
So if you want to talk some shit about moths and butterflies, you're talking Lepidoptera. It's just a lovely word, Lepidoptera.
Yeah, it is.
Another favourite word of mine is axolotl.
What does that mean?
Oh God! Axolotl is it's an animal. It's a curious animal. It's essentially a snake kind of, but it's got legs, and it can live happily in water and on land, and it's one of the many animals that proves evolution.
Okay.
Like if someone ever comes to you saying that like evolution's a myth, you could just go and just show them this, because it can walk, but it's a sea creature, or an aquatic creature.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I don't know that much about it, but again, it's just an amazing word to say, axolotl. I'm doing shit at this. I'm doing terribly.
Do you remember that time we went to it was in Brighton, wasn't it? We did see a really grumpy fish with legs.
I know, right? You'd think he's getting the best of both worlds. What's he got to be grumpy about?
Well, actually, he wasn't really that grumpy. He just looked kind of, I don't know, how would you describe it? It was like kind of like, no.
Bit not the brightest crayon in the pencil case.
Yeah.
Even by fish standards.
He just looked really confused. Like, why do I have legs? I'm a fish.
Oh, he sees it as a burden.
Yeah.
He's like Spider-Man. I didn't ask for this. With great legs comes great responsibility.
I like that.
Why, God? Why would you curse me with legs? Right. Am I doing something wrong here? Am I jumping at the wrong bit? Do I have to jump from here instead?
Try it.
Okay. Alright.
There is a red door there.
Oh no, it's definitely where I need to... Yeah, there we go. It's definitely where I needed to go. It's just... I'm not sure how to get over there. Alright.
That is
What's
very,
this?
very green.
What's this? Plot? Fuck plot. I don't play games for plot. I always love it when they hide a loading screen behind a lift door. But you're not fooling anyone, you know. Did you hear about?
What?
Did you hear about a gentleman in Dundee who was a little peckish on a night out and wanted to go to McDonald's?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they were just closing up as he got there and they couldn't serve it. Well, or they refused to serve him. And he called the manager and called him some awful homophobic, abusive stuff. And they asked him to leave, of course, and he threatened violence and everything. Yeah. And they called the police. They couldn't really do much. 2 days later, the same guy walked into the same McDonald's for breakfast. Can you imagine? Can you imagine being one of those employees?
They would have been like, "What the heck is that? Is that guy actually being stupid enough to actually come back in here? Is that your guy?
That can't be the same guy, surely. No one's that stupid." Yeah. And they just phoned the police and had him. The police were like, "Wow, this is being a policeman's easy, isn't it?" See, they always return to the scene of the crime. Yeah. Is one of the least truthful things you'll ever learn about criminals. So, what's going on? Has she just killed a guy?
Possibly.
So you can always judge how far into the future you are by, like, a tree surgeon can tell you how old a tree is by how wide how many rings there are. Yeah. The wider the vent, the further in the future you are. Because we played, do you remember Alien Isolation? Yeah. And it was essentially just walking down a tunnel. Like, it was hard to guess where the corridor ended and the air vent began. In fact, I wasn't not entirely convinced of what I thought was the corridor was the air vent. She's going to get terrible arthritis when she gets older. Mm-hmm. You know, next time I think I'll just take the stairs.